So you're an Osmania University alum and you're trying to get your degree evaluated by WES. You probably know that feeling, right? Where you send your documents into what feels like a complete void. It's so frustrating. Well, today we're going to cut right through all that confusion. I'm going to show you a direct path that actually works. Let's get into it. Does this sound familiar? I bet it does. You've gathered all your transcripts, you've paid for that expensive courier, you've sent it all off to WES, and now? Just crickets. The status is stuck, waiting and waiting, for a verification that just never seems to come. I promise you, you are not alone in this, and there's a very specific and, thankfully, solvable reason why it's all happening. All right, so what is really going on here? To fix a problem, you first have to understand it. We've got to pinpoint exactly where this whole process breaks down. And it turns out it's a single critical failure point that brings everything to a grinding halt. Okay, so here's how it's supposed to work in theory. You send your documents, WES gets them, and then WES sends a request back to Osmania University for an official verification. But this right here is the exact moment your application enters that black hole. You wait, and that response from the university, yeah, it never arrives. And this right here is the absolute core of the problem. This is the bombshell. People who have been through this nightmare have discovered that the university simply does not act on these verification requests from WES. They just won't do it on their own initiative. This means the standard method, the one everyone thinks they should follow, is pretty much designed to fail from the very start. So, if that official channel is a total dead end, what's the alternative? You don't just give up, right? This is where a much smarter, way more direct approach comes into play. Let's actually compare the frustrating old way with a new method that puts you back in control. And wow, the difference is just night and day when you see it laid out like this. On the left, you've got the old way. You courier your documents, WS sends a request, the university doesn't respond, and boom, you're stuck. But now look at the right, the new way. You get your transcript yourself, and you make sure the university emails WS directly. Just like that, it's verified. You're completely bypassing that broken step where the whole thing used to fall apart. Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you make this new way happen? I'm going to break it down for you into 5 clear, actionable steps. This is the exact playbook you need to get this done fast and without all the headache. So let's walk through it. Here is the entire game plan, all in one place. It starts online, applying for and then manually collecting your documents. Then you're going to pay a small fee for an email service. And finally, and this is key, you'll personally visit the office to make sure that email actually gets sent. Yeah, it means being a little more hands-on, but trust me, this is what works. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The first key action you need to take involves an official payment to the university. After you've got your transcripts in hand, you'll need to pay this specific amount to get the ball rolling on that direct email. So this 900 rupees, what's it for? It's the official fee to have the university email your transcript directly to WES. Paying this is a crucial step. You'll do it online, and you need to look for option 17 on the Osmia ERP website. Think of this payment as your official green light for the next part of the process. Okay, so once that fee is paid, you need to head over to the exam controller's office, which is on the 3rd floor. I know, navigating a university office can feel a little intimidating, but here's a simple tip. Just go to the regular transcript counter, the place you'd normally collect documents, and ask them where to go to mail the WES transcript. They know the drill. They'll point you to the right computer operator. All right, now, here's a key piece of insider information. When you get to the computer operator, you should be prepared for a small additional cost. It's usually around 500 rupees, and you pay it directly to the operator. You can think of it as a small service fee, to make sure your email gets sent out right then and there without any delays. Now, to make this whole interaction as smooth as possible, you need to come prepared. When you meet the operator, have these 3 things ready to go. First, your transcript and memo that you collected. Second, your WES academic records request form. And third, and this is super important, your WES reference number. Having all this ready makes their job super easy and ensures your email gets sent correctly and, more importantly, quickly. So let's bring this all together. By following these steps, you are completely flipping the script. You're no longer just passively waiting and hoping for the best. You're actively getting involved and taking control to make sure it gets done. It is, without a doubt, a faster and so much smarter way to handle this whole thing. So why does this work so much better? It's pretty simple. First, It's way faster. You're cutting out weeks, maybe even months of just waiting around. It's also more reliable because you're creating a direct line of communication between the university and WES. And honestly, it's so much less stressful because you are in the driver's seat. And hey, as a nice little bonus, you're saving a good chunk of money on those crazy expensive international courier fees. So, what's the real takeaway here? The system might seem broken, but it's not unbeatable. You can outsmart it. By taking control and literally walking your documents through the process yourself, you can break through that gridlock. Your degree is just waiting to be verified. And now, you know the direct path to get it done.